Just a quick survey. Who here has heard of Dexon? Oh, you have. Cool. Who here knows how a blockchain works? Raise your hands. Cool, that's a lot of people. We've seen a lot of technical advancements over the past decade. And back in the 1990s, there was the dot-com bubble. A lot of companies rise at that time, and some of them come up with good ideas, some of them not so much. But in the end, the technology they left behind, no matter if they're successful or not, shape the future, shape the world we are in right now. So it's really hard for us to imagine a world without Google, without Amazon. In 2008, Apple introduced iPhone to the world and opened up another new era of mobile apps. Similarly, it's hard to imagine a world without mobile phones, without mobile apps. I believe everyone has here spent more than 30 minutes on maybe Facebook, LinkedIn, or like Instagram nowadays. The world will be a very different place if it weren't for these apps. And now we are entering a new era of the apps. With blockchain technology and the decentralized apps built on it, we can imagine a future with more possibilities. And a lot of projects come up every day. I once saw a graph like all the blockchain related projects like in each category, fintech, gambling, like prediction market. And nowadays it's hard to fit them all in one chart. There are just too many of them. But there's one big problem in this ecosystem. That is, we're all building these apps on a shaky foundation. There's an adoption curve for all new technologies. And right now, I believe the blockchain technology is somewhere at the early adopter stage. So a lot of people have heard of it. Some have tried using it. But we cannot move forward because there's a big chasm that's blocking our way. Anyone here heard of CryptoKitty? Yeah, so a lot of people have heard of it and some have tried using it. It was probably one of the first projects that attracted mass attention and was probably about to start going viral and going into mainstream. But then it crashed Ethereum network. It failed because it was too successful. Then Ethereum network was blocked for a week and nobody can use it. Yeah, it killed an app right at the moment. There's a big problem in the blockchain systems we have now. One of them is they're too slow. There are too few transactions per second that they can provide. So in the case of Bitcoin, it can provide something like 7 transactions per second. And in Ethereum, it's about 20, 30 transactions per second. That's far from enough if you want to use it in like real world situations. Like if you want to use it for a payment method, you have to do at least as good as Visa, which is 2,000 transactions per second at a slow day. The other problem is that it's too expensive because that's a derivative from the slowness, from the low TPS they have, because there are just so many, like 20 transactions per second. So people need to pay a fortune to be into that 20 transactions that get recorded.